Hello, my name is Chris, and today I want to talk about the lies that we tell ourselves that keep us in the smoking trap. The lies that we tell ourselves that prevent us from properly quitting smoking. There came a point for me when I was still smoking that has come to lots of other people that I've spoken to, where you wake up every morning and you cough your lungs up for 20 minutes, you spend the rest of the day feeling like crap because of the cigarettes, you never have any money because you're spending it all on cigarettes, and you need to justify continuing to smoke. Otherwise, why would you continue with this insane behaviour that just gives you no money and a lung full of poison? So you tell yourself lies, I tell myself lies to justify continuing to smoke. Or it may be that we're thinking of quitting smoking, and there comes a point, well, I can't quit smoking because if I quit, I'm giving up this benefit, that benefit. There are no benefits. We tell ourselves these lies that we gain something from smoking in order to justify continuing to do it. But when we see that the reasons, the excuses that we give ourselves to quit smoking are just lies, we lose. Smoking just becomes this insane, illogical thing, and therefore we get more motivation and more determination to quit. So today I'm going to explore the lies that we tell ourselves that keep us in the smoking trap. And like that Mythbusters TV show, we are going to bust those myths, we are going to expose those lies and get to the truth. Are you ready? Do you want to do this? Let's go. Okay, number one, the first lie that we tell ourselves that prevents us from quitting smoking is that smoking is in some way relaxing, that it relaxes us, that it calms us, that it soothes our nerves. No, 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 no. First things first, when you smoke a cigarette, it takes 10 seconds for the nicotine to rush up through your body and hit the nicotine receptors in your brain. When it does that, it sends a surge of adrenaline through your body. Now, I don't know much about medical science, I don't know much about biology, but I know what adrenaline is, and I'm sure you do too, and I'm sure we all know that adrenaline is not relaxing. So there is nothing about a cigarette that is relaxing. But I know you sat there saying, well, Chris, that's not true, because when I take a cigarette, after I haven't had one for a while, I get that sense of relief, calm, everything's okay. Do you know what causes that? The last cigarette you had sets up that stress. The last video I made last week, I talked about the biggest lessons we learned from Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. I'll put the little tag up there that goes beep, beep, so you can click that, you can watch that video if you want to. In that video, and in many others that I've made, we talk about what happens when you smoke a cigarette. Again, the nicotine rushes up through the body and it acts very quickly. So you get that instant adrenaline. The point that when it stops acting, because it acts so quickly rather, it stops working very quickly too, and almost instantly your body goes into a state of withdrawal. Now, I'm not saying that this means you sit there and you shake and you rattle and you roll, you're desperate for a cigarette, but your body begins to slowly start craving another hit. And then you relieve, the longer it goes, the more tense things get. You know what it's like when you haven't had a cigarette for a while, how you feel. And then you smoke that cigarette and you go, and you do get that moment of relaxation. But it's not relaxing in the sense that sitting back with your feet up by the pool, going to the beach, going for a walk is relaxing. The only relaxing effect it gets is to kill the symptoms that were caused by the last cigarette. So you smoke a cigarette and all you're doing is setting yourself up for more tension, more withdrawals, more stress in about an hour's time. So it is not relaxing. Then you get to the situation where something traumatic happens, something terrible happens, and you're on edge and you just shook up and you're like, I just need a cigarette to calm my nerves. And you go outside and again you get that momentary relief that, you know, the cigarette kills the withdrawal symptoms from the last cigarette, so you get that moment of relief and you get the sense of taking yourself out of the situation for even a couple of moments and you feel a little bit better. Then as soon as you go back into the situation, you feel just as tense, stressed, upset, whatever it may be. There's the dog barking. It is more to do with taking yourself out of the situation than the cigarette itself. You can prove this when you quit smoking. You get tense, you get stressed, you get upset, you take yourself out of the situation, you start to feel better when you go back into it. Number 2. I don't know if you can see here, my buddy Lennon. Come here. My buddy Lennon's come to join us. Hello buddy, you okay? Number 2. The second lie that we tell ourselves that prevents us from quitting smoking is that smoking somehow gives us concentration, it helps us to focus, it removes mental blockages. I used to have this quite a lot. I've spoken in loads of videos in the past about one of the biggest times that I smoked was during work. And I'd go so far, and I work as a freelance writer, I'd go so far writing, and then all of a sudden I'd get this mental block and I just couldn't think, I couldn't formulate sentences, the words just wouldn't flow. So I would get this mental block and I'd go and smoke a cigarette and come back and hey presto, I could concentrate again, I could focus again for 2 hours, an hour, however long it may be. And then there's another mental block, another loss of concentration. So go and have another cigarette, come back, I could focus, an hour later, another mental block, another cigarette, another hour of focus, on and on and on and on. You get where I'm going with this, right? I used to lie to myself that smoking helped me to concentrate at work. I've spoken to people who said it helped them concentrate when they had something difficult to do as well. The truth behind the lie is that that lack of concentration, that lack of focus, that mental block was caused, you guessed it, by the last cigarette. Cigarettes cause the loss of concentration, they do not help it. Or they do help it momentarily, and that's how cigarettes keep us in the smoking trap. It's very cunning, it's very deceitful. They stop us from fully concentrating and then relieve that lack of concentration so we can concentrate again. So we think, oh, it must have been the cigarette that did it. So the next time we start to lose focus, we go and have another cigarette, and on it continues, and thus we're prevented from ever quitting because we feel like we need these cigarettes to focus, to concentrate. And I'm not saying that we become obsessed and cigarettes are the only things on our minds, that one minute we're getting along fine, we're working, we're being productive, and the next minute there's this overwhelming obsession and cigarettes are the only thing we can think about. Subconsciously, however, that's exactly what is happening. Like I said, because nicotine acts fast, it stops acting just as fast. the withdrawals build up, and subconsciously our bodies are starting to cry out, wanting, needing nicotine. It comes a point where they block us from thinking about anything, you know, from really focusing on what we're doing, because all of a sudden we're consumed, again, it could be subconsciously, by wanting a cigarette. So we smoke, we relieve the symptoms that the last cigarette caused, which were lack of focus and lack of concentration. And then we're stuck forever until we break the habit, until we break the cycle. The third thing, the third lie that we tell ourselves that prevents us from quitting smoking, the third lie that keeps us in the smoking trap, is that smoking somehow gives us confidence. That there is this point where we smoke a cigarette and we're back straight, chest out, manly or empowered woman, and we're strong and we're ferocious, and we go out. That's just not true. It's just not true. At an age where smoking is becoming more and more antisocial, when we're all aware of how smoking affects us, more and more people are very, very self-conscious about their smoking. I know I certainly was, and maybe you were too. Smoking did not give me confidence. It stripped away any sense of confidence that I ever had. I would find myself in situations where I was the only smoker, and at some point I would have to go and get my fix. I didn't march boldly and confident and, yes, hello, I'm going for a cigarette, off I go. I would kind of skulk away quietly and full of shame that I've got this disgusting, dirty thing that I need to go and do that nobody else does. And I didn't feel confident. I tried to make myself small as I could so nobody could see me. Then I'd go and I'd smoke the cigarette, and I'd come back and I would be so self-consciously aware of how bad I smelled compared to everybody else. I spent so much money on deodorant. Everywhere I went, I carried around deodorant, because I'd go and have a cigarette and douse myself in half a can of the stuff just to try and get rid of the stench. Trust me, it never worked. I would be so ashamed of the way I smelled. For a long time, I didn't even smile. People take photos of me and be like, "Smile, Chris," and I'd be like, I wouldn't flash teeth, because I was very much aware of the damage that I'd done to my teeth through smoking, and I didn't want anybody to see. They were all stained and nasty and there. I've spent a lot of money and a lot of time in dentists since I quit smoking to slowly but surely repair my teeth. They are not perfect by any stretch, but now you'll have seen on some of the thumbnails from my YouTube videos, I'm quite happy to flash in my teeth and smile. I got my confidence back when I stopped smoking. I no longer had to skulk away. I no longer was self-conscious about how I smelled, because I know I smell good today. I can smile. I can approach people and talk to them without thinking, oh my God, they're going to know I smoke and think I'm disgusting, because I'm not disgusting. The lie that we tell ourselves that smoking gives us confidence is a lie. It is not true. Smoking strips what are we talking about? Smoking strips your confidence. It makes you super self-conscious. Think about how many times you've apologized for having to go for a cigarette, or you felt a little embarrassed or ashamed when you've had to admit to someone that you smoke. That's not confidence. When you quit, the truth is, you get your confidence back, you can soar, you can flourish, you can point a camera in your face and make YouTube videos all day long. If you want to. 1, 2, 3. Number 4, the fourth lie that we tell ourselves, and this is probably the most ridiculous thing we ever tell ourselves to justify our smoking. I may get hit by a bus tomorrow, so I might as well smoke now. I might as well enjoy my life, I might as well smoke, because I might get hit by a bus tomorrow. I'm laughing because it is such a, when you think about it, it is such a ridiculous thing. Yes, you might get hit by a bus tomorrow, but the chances of that actually happening are so minute. Before I made this video, I went and did a bit of research, okay, and I looked for some figures, and the year that could give me comparable figures was 2015. In that year, 1,732 road deaths were reported in my country, the United Kingdom. 1,732 deaths caused by traffic accidents. I'm willing to bet that only a very small number of them were caused by buses, but I'm being pedantic. 1,732 road deaths. Do you know how many deaths that same year were caused by what they call smoking attributable causes? So not just cancer, but heart disease, anything that can be linked to smoking. The number of deaths caused by smoking attributable causes, 78,000, compared to 1,732 caused by road accidents. So yes, you might get hit by a bus tomorrow, but it's very unlikely. It is far more likely that you are going to contract some kind of terrible illness and die. And then you say, yeah, but Chris, we've all got to die sometime. Might as well enjoy it while we're here. I couldn't agree with you more. Yes, we've all got to die sometime. But why would you, first of all, why would you want to die of something terrible like lung cancer or heart disease? Why not die peacefully of old age? Yes, we might as well enjoy our life and live our life to the fullest while we are here. Speaking as someone who has smoked and who has not smoked, I can tell you unequivocally, undoubtedly, I only really started to live when I quit smoking. I became free to live my life to the fullest. I didn't have to get up in the morning and cough my lungs up for 10 minutes. I didn't have to spend all day looking around the house because I couldn't find a cigarette lighter. I didn't have to go to the shop and buy cigarettes. I had so much more free time, my health improved, I had so much more money. Now I spend most of my time out riding my mountain bike in the outdoors. I get a lot more work done, I go on adventures. I've been able to speak to women a lot more since I quit smoking, because of the confidence thing. Smoking is not living your life to the fullest. Smoking is staying in a trap. Smoking is being a slave to your addiction. And I'm not judging you, and I'm not saying, you know, look, if you love smoking, if it's your favourite thing in the world to do, you by all means continue to smoke. I'm just telling you the truth behind the lies that we tell ourselves. Yes, live life to the fullest. Smoking is not living your life to the fullest. It is remaining a slave. Being smoke free is freedom beyond compare. And the fifth and final lie that we tell ourselves that keeps us in the smoking trap: I'm going to smoke because I've earned it, because it is my reward, because I have deserved it. I've had a stressful day, I've overcome a big challenge, or I've achieved something really good, And now after all that, I deserve a cigarette. It's my reward. Hurrah! Really? You're going to overcome a big obstacle or a challenging time, and you're going to go through all that hardship just to put a load of toxins and pollution into your body and call it a reward? It's madness, it's illogical. You're going to do something great, you're going to pass an exam, you're going to, I don't know, whatever it is you may have done that you're proud of, and then you're going to finish doing it and put a load of toxins and pollution into your body, pay a fortune to do so, and then cough up all the crap and increase your... That's not a reward, that's a punishment. You do not deserve to be punished. I've spoken before in lots of videos about, for me, staying smoke free was about raising my self-esteem. I deserve to be free, I deserve to be happy. I don't deserve to pollute my body with toxins and crap. I deserve fresh air, I deserve happiness, I deserve health, I deserve wealth that I don't get from a cigarette. Yes, by all means, reward yourself for overcoming a challenging situation. Reward yourself for getting through a tough time. Especially reward yourself for achieving something good. I always celebrate making a new video by getting on my bike, cycling to the gym. That is my reward. Smoking would never be a reward, it is a punishment. It would be like running a marathon and then going, hurrah, I've run a marathon, now I'm going to celebrate by chopping one of my legs off. I know that sounds insane, it sounds madness, it sounds illogical, but it's no more mad, it's no more insane, and it's certainly no more illogical than rewarding yourself with a cigarette that is only going to pollute your body and make you feel like rubbish. Finally, before I go, I'd really like to explore this subject further. So if you're watching, why not leave me a comment below? Let me know about some of the lies that you've told yourself that kept you in the smoking trap, some of the myths that you believed that prevented you from quitting smoking and what you did about them. Maybe we can make more videos on them. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the comments you've left me so far. Again, my favourite comments are always when you tell me how many days you've been smoke free, what challenges you're facing, how well you're doing. I love hearing that. I'm with you 100% of the time. All you have to do is not smoke today. Don't worry about forever, just don't smoke today and you'll be doing amazing. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, please do subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. I'll see you next time. Thank you.